Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Corey and Kevin Talk About Nothing. If you're tuning in for the first time,
I'm Corey.
I'm Kevin, and welcome to our podcast talk show.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hello. I was trying to start it like the Eric Andre show where you just start smashing everything as soon as he's introduced. So
Oh man, that would be.
Yeah.
Well, let's get a budget going for the set.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
We'll
That's why
destroy
nothing's
everything.
broken in real life. I just make noises.
Yeah, right. You wouldn't believe it if you saw it.
Yes. Yeah. So before we get started, though, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. So when we drop new content, you can get those notifications. For when we drop it. If you want to shoot us an email, if you have any stories, if you watch any of the movies we talk about, or any thoughts about the movies we talk about, shoot us an email at cktalkaboutnothing@gmail.com. And there's also another way you can reach us. Whoa!
Tell me how.
Tweet
us.
And how? Yeah. You could tweet us at CoreyKevin1.
Man. You know, if I was a listener, that's what I would do. I would tweet.
I'm actually already doing it. So.
Oh man. I guess I am a listener.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's what I'm saying.
There's at least two of us.
Yeah.
Well.
That's awesome.
So, get into anything fun this weekend?
If you want to call fun, all right. So I did have a little bit of a thing this weekend. So I'm sitting here playing games. I'm up a little late on Saturday evening.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I hear like this weird, almost like a gurgling sound, I guess I would say. And I'm like, what is going on? I thought it's my sink making all this noise. And I'm like, why is my sink gurgling? So I walk over, nothing. I'm like, okay. I go sit back down, right? I'm like, well, I'm in the middle of a game, so I gotta go back and play, So I'm in the middle of Fortnite, I just built a box and, going. But anyways, so all of a sudden I sit back down and I hear it again. And this one's a little bit more like aggressive. So I'm like, what is going on?
What is happening? Yeah.
Yeah, okay, this is getting it's getting like a little weird now. So I get up and first thing I think about, I'm like, well, my bathtub's over there, but it's in the other room. I wouldn't hear it like that. It would be coming through a wall, more or less of like coming through an open space.
Okay.
So behind this door right here, there's a hot water tank.
Oh no.
I open up the door. If I could show you videos, I would bring up my phone in the video. But open that door, and there's water just pouring out. It's sitting in a pan about 2 inches thick. Okay, and the thing is probably I wrap my arms around it and I could like barely touch, because I was like getting angry, wanting to make sure all the water was out of it, so I was like sipping it and stuff. So that's what I did. So it was 1:30, it was like 1:34 in the morning when I grabbed my phone to turn my flashlight on to look at everything and then to start recording. So the water went through. So this whole entire closet. Mm-hmm. Which is about like 5 feet. So it's 5 feet long, the entire back closet, behind all of my couch over here, all the way over to my closet, which is on the other side of the couch over there. Okay. Man. Yeah, I have a you can barely see the corner of it, but I got a carpet over there, fully saturated, because I'm sitting when I sit on my game chair playing games, I don't sit back there on the couch. I sit up here on my game chair.
Oh man, that's crazy.
So I have no idea that things are getting wet. I have no idea. On literally all the way through, it was like 9 towels, a mop. It took me, I was up until like 2:30 in the morning just mopping water. And then because I've done plumbing and I installed like dishwashers and things like that. So I've done plumbing work. Mm-hmm. And so I know that the first thing I need to do is I need to turn the water off because it's just leaking. So actually the guy that came over told me, he said thank you, because he goes, this could have been a lot worse. He's like, your whole apartment could have been flooded because the water's going to continuously leak out the
Oh,
bottom.
yeah. It's just going to keep filling that sucker up and keep leaking out.
Just keep leaking out over and over and over again. So
you didn't
so
want
like,
that? You wanted a pool
I know.
in your
I'm like, wait a
apartment,
minute.
dude?
Yeah. So I could have gotten a whole bunch of free stuff.
Oh, man, that sounds great.
Yeah, my renter's insurance is pretty cheap, and I could have banked, but I'm not that kind of guy. But no, I'm just kidding. But so I just shut the valve off because I'm, I mean, I treat this like my own house. It's not mine, but it is.
Right.
So I turned the valve off, and he thanked me for that because he was like, I mean, this could have been real bad. So then I felt bad, and maybe I'm just stupid. I don't have any hot water on Sunday. I should have actually probably called on Sunday and made a report. But I didn't because I feel bad. Sunday's my day off. I don't want these guys to have to come to work on Sunday.
No hot water?
Well, no hot water, I know, but so I've just felt I'm like, well, I'll call Monday morning. I'll be that guy and call Monday morning. Call Monday morning. I call bright and early. I don't get a phone call back till 1:30, and I don't have no hot water, and they think that my apartment's still flooded with water. The guy that was on the phone with me, for some reason, it was either his phone or my phone was cutting out, so I didn't even get I got that my hot water tank is leaking. But I don't think he ever got the fact that I've already cleaned it up. It's fine. It actually happened Saturday, so it hasn't been leaking for 2 days. It's been leaking it leaked once. I cleaned it, emptied it. Right. It's done. I just need a new hot water tank or somebody to come look at this thing. That's what I need. So he comes over.
The floor's not damaged. The walls aren't damaged.
It's crazy. So the wood got a little saturated. But Saturday night, all day Sunday, all day today, I had a fan blowing across the carpet, to get that. I'm probably going to end up throwing the carpet away. I don't know yet. I'm not going to.
Oh, it's just a rug.
It's just a rug.
Oh,
that's
okay.
A nice part.
Okay.
It's all hardwood floor. Exactly. Yeah. That's the sweet part. So it's all hardwood. My entire apartment is. So the water just sat on top. I cleaned it up, and just the wood trim that goes around it.
Oh, that's man. Okay.
So,
and your couch is absolutely fine, huh?
Well, because my couch is on little legs.
Nice.
So I mean, it's kind of crazy. So I'm like, oh, this is sweet. Thank you.
You got lucky on that one.
Yeah, for sure. I really lucked out on that one. And then, this is a little side note. The guy comes today. He replaced my whole water tank. I don't know if I even said that yet, but I got a brand new hot water tank today. Yeah, so I got that installed already. The old one's out, the new one's in. My shower works. I tested everything. I got hot water again already. So it's pretty cool. So they took care of me. I'm not. So and the end result was a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But the cleanup it sucked to have to do that. I'm literally, my couch was behind me. The other, these ottomans over there. It's not like you gotta up. I'm like, this is so stupid. But don't get me wrong though, I still finished that game of Fortnite.
I'll get to this. Don't worry.
Yeah. So I can't die. It was last 5. But all right, anyway, sorry. So funny. The guy comes over, and he starts talking. Well, he sees my setup that I got going on the table, Mm-hmm. He goes, "Huh, are you a game streamer?" And I'm like, "What?" He goes, he's like, "Nah, I just, noticed that you got the camera, the mic, you got the setup, the nice laptop,
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, no, I dabbled in that for a little while, I'm podcasting right now. He goes, "No way." He goes, "I actually had an internet radio station for 6 years. He had actually had an average viewers of 1,200 people viewing him daily. Every day, every time he went live, every video. I mean, he goes, I actually had a fan base going on, but it never got big enough for me to quit my 9 to 5, and so I got bored of it." So that's what he said. He goes,
that's understandable.
Yeah. So I'm like, he goes, I had to, he goes, I spent a lot of time, but it's really cool too because he still actually, he had the brand new iPhone 12 with the Max that has nice camera and stuff on it. He still shoots videos and edits them, and he's still really in to the whole filmography. And he did podcasts, and that's actually what he did. He did paranormal and film stock essentially.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like we did all kinds of stuff. He goes, it was awesome. I told him about our 48-hour film project because as he's looking, we're both masked up and he's just talking away. And I told him about our 48-hour film project that we did. And he goes, "That sounds amazing. He's like, "Do you guys need a camera guy?" and I'm like, "We haven't done one in a little while."
Yeah, it's been some years.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm against it by any means.
I'm not against it, but man, time wise, whoo, that is
absolutely
a commitment. That is
it's
a young man's game
for sure, absolutely. So he did give me his number though. I mean, but see, the crazy
oh,
part
that's
is,
very
I mean,
cool.
yeah, he was probably 50-55.
Nice.
But he's right. He's ready. He's
ready
like,
to
I don't want to
go.
be. He's like, I don't want to be on film, but he's like, I've done all kinds of videos and all kinds of stuff. So
man, I'll tell you what. That's one thing that has always lacked in all of ours, and we've always, acquired the sound or didn't have the sound. Like we wound up working through it, try as best as we can for the affordable equipment, but having a crew that straight up knows what they're doing. So luckily on our last one we had a sound guy, E. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Shout out to E. That was awesome. Dedicated sound. He even did all the music. Like, that was really cool. We had that a couple of years prior to before doing all this.
Yeah,
we had a couple of actual sound guys. When I did my, like, I stepped away from the group I started with and did my first couple myself. I accidentally used camera audio, which is absolutely awful. There's not a whole lot you can do cleaning up with that. I wound up, having this boom mic, but then somehow the cord was broken where it went in. So if it wasn't like touching, it wasn't recording. So I'd had like all this time that didn't get recorded. And then I had to use the camera audio because it's the only thing that could sync up. I mean, it's just, and that's the one big thing too, is like, I would like to be more behind the scenes of like, okay, this is how I want the scene to go. This is what the script is, more of the directing is what I would like to do. And what I wind up doing is having to work the camera, and I can think I see it, but when I put it on the camera, it does not look anything like, movie-esque. Yeah. There's no cinematography blood in these veins here. If there's ever like a cool looking scene, simply by accident,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
or
that's awesome,
after, after production or whatever, post-production.
Yeah.
So having a camera guy would be
nice.
A huge step forward. We've never had a person who fully knows their way around a camera and all that.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. I mean, obviously, once COVID goes away, I would like to at least maybe possibly talk about it. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't have the capabilities of myself of doing it. I mean, I don't have that whole thing, but it would be fun.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
I'm so used to writing scripts now that like I could just rip
I'm telling you,
rip it up real quick and yeah.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Actually, I'm pretty sure, I don't think I said it actually to you, but I said that off camera, thinking to myself that because of that now, you can probably actually write, if we gave you Friday night to write a 7-minute thing.
Of a better story.
Yes. Oh, well, it's insane. We could wake up Saturday morning ready to 100% go film everything Saturday.
Right, exactly.
And go, I mean, it would be, perfect.
Beginning, middle, and end. We're like, whoa.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
Academy Award-winning shorts. People are like, "What is this?
Yeah.
Get out of town!" And I'll tell you what, the biggest issue I've always said, and I've said it just five seconds ago, is the cameraman. Yeah. I can't do the frame rate right or get the right lighting and get all the stuff. I don't have the stuff. I don't know how the know-how. I've tried to learn it. But you try to learn too many things and stuff starts to get like, you know what? I don't want to learn that thing. I don't really want to learn audio. I don't want to learn, I mean, obviously I want to learn those things and have a better know-how, but I do not want that to be like my thing. I do like to edit videos and all that stuff. I love editing, but to be like a sound guy or a sound engineer, I just don't. These things, my ears, I don't think would work well. And coloring a movie, for me, would not be good for people because they'd be like, "Well, who colored this movie. It looks like, and I'm like, oh, a colorblind person
Yeah.
colored that movie, so it might look a little weird. People are orange in this one. That is weird.
There's no consistency here. There's some sort of issue.
But there's so what you see in theaters or what you watch at home is 24 frames per second. That is like the movie-esque frame rate is what you're watching. And I record in 30 or 60 and then you're supposed to render it down to 24 or whatever. Never mastered that, so my movies never could even look cinematic unless you did like some slowdowns or something like that. Because it's just like I couldn't get the frame rate right. So having a camera guy that knows how to do that stuff, it's just invaluable.
Yep.
Anybody on a set is invaluable. I mean, audio makes it breaks, we had this guy. I worked with him at a retail store, Andrew, and he did the music the 1 year, and it was awesome. I was like, wow, somebody dedicated to making the music. He was already like making the music while we were filming scenes and all that stuff. So it was just like, wow, this is fantastic, man.
For sure. We had a good crew. That last one, I think we really did.
The last one, I think if the writing was better, I really think that one would have shaped up to be, because everybody was all hands on deck. It was really fun.
No, the entire time.
Everybody was willing to act. Everybody was willing to use a piece of equipment or be on camera or off camera. So it was really awesome. I think it was just like, hey, let's get some quick kills. Yeah, let's get some good screams. Who cares about story? And it's like, well,
you should.
To be honest, now as much as I know about writing now is like, man, if it's not on the page, it doesn't get shot. And man, like, whoa.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Should probably be writing the stuff in there, like.
Yep.
So,
absolutely.
I think we've definitely matured as people. We could probably invest a little bit in renting some equipment, even just to make it even better. But hey, movies. I love movies.
Yes.
But speaking about movies,
did you watch any this weekend?
Well,
this week, I should say.
I'm not going to talk about my movie yet.
Okay.
It happens to be the recommendation as well. So,
got it. Okay.
Did you watch anything?
I did, sir.
Right.
I did watch. It was something that I could have swore that I've seen. Somebody was just talking about it, and then the part they were talking about, I didn't remember. So I'm like, I'm gonna go home and watch it.
Oh, Tenet.
Yeah. Well, I had to actually go back into Tenet so I can go back into time and actually make sure I rewatched it or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You gotta perform a temporal pincer movement so you can watch all movies. I get it.
It's like that. Yeah. But anyways, so I didn't watch this movie. The movie's called War Dogs.
Oh, War Dogs. Yeah. That's on Netflix now, right now.
It is.
Right? Yeah.
So that's why, so I think that's why he was talking about it. And then, so I'm like, oh, wait a minute here. Let's, let me dive in a little bit.
That's like based on a true story too, man.
Well, it's kind of crazy. That's what I mean. Like it's a little bit insane. Yes. So, and that's why I was actually shocked that I haven't seen it yet. It actually was kind of. It was a good movie, man.
It was. I thought it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah. So I really did enjoy it. Some of the parts were, you're like, okay. So when they all decided to, they're like, let's just repackage the ammo.
Oh,
when he sold it to him. And I'm like, wait, what? The crazy part is, that just shows you, because it is based on a true story, what money can do for you. That's why I always say too, money can make you do a crazy thing.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
like if you want to make sure and secure your profits, and this is the only way, like your mind will figure out a way.
Yeah.
It needs that money.
It does.
It's a genius idea. You ever watch? We're gonna come right back to it, but have you ever watched Lord of War with Nicolas Cage and Jared Leto?
I have not. I've actually
Okay.
have seen it before, and I was interested, but I have not seen that one.
That is your next one. That is very similar to this type of movie. Okay.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Because it's based on a true story and it's freaking absolutely insane. Like that any of this kind of arms dealer kind of stuff happens and it's absolutely wild. You know, bullets make the world go round, apparently. AK-47 bullets, those happen to make the world go
Yes,
a little bit
very
faster.
big. Got it. Got it.
But War Dogs, dude, my favorite scene in there, because it just demonstrates Jonah Hill's character is he tries to buy some marijuana. And when they take his money, he's like, oh, you think that's funny or whatever. And he takes out that gun and starts shooting it around. Like, does not give a crap. Does not give a shit. This dude is just like,
he don't care.
He does not care. It was was like, hey, you want to F with me? All right, but know who I am first. All right.
Yes,
I'm a crazy son of a bitch. When they go over to where Iraq, is that where they went?
It was Iraq. Well, first they had to go to Turkey to get the stuff from Turkey to Iraq. The first set of guns. And then it was where's the other place they went? It wasn't Guam.
Yeah, I don't remember all the places, but man, so
Istanbul?
Where?
Istanbul or whatever it is.
Istanbul.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that, you know, oh, hey, buy a few guns. Mm-hmm. And basically you can look for contracts on a government website and be like, hey, I have those guns that you're looking for. And they're like, we'll buy them. And then they're like, hey, what else can you get? And it's like, wait a minute. You're like the United States government. Can't you just get these things? Like,
yes, yeah.
Crazy. But I guess you might as well sell it, right? Somebody buys it, and then it comes down to a price. This person gets it, and now the United States can buy it back for super cheap. I guess
that is true.
It's kind of like a way of laundering, I guess.
It is.
United States.
In a weird way. Yeah. Huh.
Crazy movie.
It is crazy.
His laugh scene in that movie.
Oh.
I love Jonah Hill, man.
So
He's just Miles Teller. That's who the other guy is.
Yeah.
He's a great actor, and I really like him. Have you ever watched a movie called Whiplash?
Nope.
Oh man, it's a phenomenal movie. If it did not come out the same year as Birdman, I would have said it would hands down win the Academy Award for Best Picture. But Birdman is just the better movie. I mean, Birdman's absolutely amazing. Not saying that Whiplash isn't amazing, but I think Birdman was just that much more amazing. Anyways, Miles Teller, excellent actor. He was actually in, do you remember a long time ago, 2012, Project X? Where that big house party movie? Yep. Miles Teller is in that.
He's in something else I've seen.
Oh, he's in a bunch of stuff. He was in that unfortunate new Fantastic Four.
That's what it was. That's what I was thinking of. Yep.
What a clunker. Terrible. Felt bad for that cast because I'm like, man, that cast is a good cast. Yep. Those are all grade A actors. What's happening? Yeah, but Miles Teller, he's in a lot of stuff, but he's good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I strongly recommend watching Whiplash. You'll be watching that movie, and you'll be like, wow. Wow. That's all you're saying. I don't know. J.K. Simmons is on another level in that movie, man. Speaking of J.K. Simmons, that makes me think of, have you ever watched that movie? I could do that all night. You ever play that game where that's like you started with the alphabet and you have to name you name an actor and then you have to name another movie that has another actor that was in that movie that you just named, right? So if I said like Armageddon, or Bruce, no, I don't know how it works anymore. Man, I just talked myself out of it. I don't really.
Yeah, I was confused with what you said to me, so maybe I don't know.
Well, anyways, there's games.
Okay, there's a
and,
game. Yeah, all right.
Oof. Anyways, I could just go from movie to movie to movie is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, for sure.
But, what's that new one called? With Andy Samberg, and they're in the desert with the time warping, and it's kind of like a Groundhog Day. Man, I just.
Oh, I remember. And we watched it.
Yeah, it was a fantastic movie, and I'm gonna get there, and I feel. Palm Springs. All right,
there it is.
Palm Springs. J.K. Simmons is in that as well. He's the guy who keeps on killing Andy Samberg's character.
Oh yeah, it is him. Yeah. All right,
J.K. Simmons. He's amazing. But in Whiplash, he's insane. He's crazy. It's about a drummer, a jazz musician drummer, and he goes to this really prestigious school, and J.K. Simmons is the drum instructor, and he is insane. Like, he's crazy. Like, he'll throw a chair at you if you screw up on timing and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But you got to think. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what some people go through to be the best.
Well, absolutely.
You got to be put through the test. And apparently, jazz with the drumming and the music and the speeds and the tempo. I know nothing about music, but it just seems really intense.
Yeah.
It's directed by Damien Chazelle, who also did another great movie called La La Land.
That's awesome. Who's in La La Land?
Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. Emma Stone goes back to Jonah Hill because of Superbad. And that TV show called Maniac on Netflix. See, I could do this all day, baby. I could go in loops and swirls. Bruce Willis, Armageddon. No, I can't do that. I don't know. I don't know who else would do that. Who else? What other movie Bruce Willis and another character would be from?
Yeah, I don't know.
Screwed myself on that Armageddon crap.
You did. That was a terrible one right at the very beginning.
I mean, I remember that movie coming out. I was like, man, that's a good movie. And then some people were like, it's like not a good movie. And I'm like, it's a good movie. I don't care.
So did you recently watch this movie?
Armageddon? No, it's just like, apparently just always in the
like
chamber.
3 times this episode.
You ever seen Armageddon?
Yeah.
Never
I got a game for you.
Never
Armageddon, Bruce Willis. Yeah.
My favorite part is I'm pretty sure it's Steve Buscemi, and he's on this like drilling gun or whatever. He's shooting because they're on an asteroid rock, and he's shooting space and stuff, and he's like going through like space dementia is basically what they call it or something. He's going crazy. He's going crazy.
Going crazy.
That movie was kind of bad, but I liked it.
Going back on it, yeah, it was not.
Yeah, if you watched it today, you'd be like,
yikes. Why'd I cry?
Why'd I cry for 3 days straight? When old Brucey is up on the spoiler.
Yeah.
Liv Tyler loses her father.
Boom.
Okay.
Dropping bombs out there, Kevin.
I'm gonna spoil every damn movie I talk about today. No, I'm just kidding. I won't do that. Just Armageddon.
Yeah,
because it's bad, and we'll save you. 2 hours? I don't know how long it is. That's a Michael Bay film,
Mm-hmm.
Expect explosions, unrealistic physics, and basically very little plot.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you just said the plot. That's the thing.
Yeah, right. It's like so that's like almost like a movie. Like they say, almost every single movie has a B plot or a C plot, and it's like Michael Bay movies kind of just have a plot. It's just there's no B plot.
No,
there's no time for it. You got 30, 40 minutes of explosions to get through. So. Anyways, we were talking about War Dogs, and that's out on Netflix right now.
Yes,
good
it
movie.
Yes.
Did you happen to get the? I'm gonna guess that it's not a highly rated.
It's really not. So I looked it up. It's a 63%.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, it's not like,
Dude,
but it's not
a
like super high,
63% on Rotten Tomatoes, dude, that's
Sorry,
fresh.
61. Sorry, let me refresh. I refreshed to
61.
61. Sorry.
That's still fresh, man. That's all right. It's fresh.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, 2016.
Yeah. So, I recently, not recently, last year, I was on a work trip for learning or whatever, and I was in the hotel room and I'm looking for something to watch, and War Dogs was on, and I was like, you know what, I'll watch it again. It was pretty good, and man,
Yeah.
I just, I'll do the laugh for Jessica just because she's like, I don't like that laugh, and I'm like, it's just like, man, I hope that guy actually has that laugh, or
Yes.
You've just created some weird Joker laugh out of it on accident.
Yeah. Very close.
Jonah Hill, who was in Moneyball with Brad Pitt, who was in Fight Club with Edward Norton.
That's so funny. That's awesome.
If there's a game out there, tell me about it. I'd love to play it.
Yes, absolutely.
I swear
yes.
it's
Fill us
like,
in.
you have to say an actor's name like Brad Pitt, and then somebody has to say somebody else's acting name with like Pitt, Pitt something, if there's an actor named Pitt, maybe Pitt Bradley, I don't know. On his report cards, that's what it said, so.
That's true. You're welcome. So now we're back to the same game again, though. So we're not just per complete fucking circle, man.
I don't want to do that anymore. So yeah, you watch anything else?
No, I didn't actually.
No.
I also, other than that, nothing that's like memorable enough. I mean, I've watched some. I will say I watched some Impractical Jokers recently. It's pretty funny. It's pretty good.
Get out.
Yeah.
Get out right now, because Jessica and I, the last few days, we've just been throwing on some Impractical Jokers. Sometimes,
I mean, hilarious.
when you've hardcored so much content, you gotta zero out.
Yes, 100%.
And the Impractical Jokers are an amazing way to zero out, man.
It
They'll
felt
just
great.
make you laugh. You don't gotta do anything. You sit back and watch these guys,
Yep.
and you just laugh, man. Their movie might have been a bit of a bust.
I mean, a little bit.
But the things I liked about the movie, though, is what makes the show great. So there's no reason to not continue watching these guys. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, it's like,
yeah.
okay, the movie didn't do well. I think they should have totally spent more time doing challenges on the road trip. Because
Yes.
that's why we're watching it. We're not watching it for some plot.
No, and you guys are not. I'm not nothing against you guys. You guys are hilarious, but you're not actors.
Yeah. So,
So
it should have been the entire movie, multiple challenges per person the entire way down.
yes.
If they want to spend some money in making Impractical Jokers 2, I'll help them write it. Let them know. Hashtag them.
all day.
But I think that's obviously the things that worked about the movie work on the show. So it's like,
Yeah.
they they're like, okay, well then let's just stick with the show too, because it makes sense. Keep cranking out content because it's hilarious. They have a new season out.
Well, I know. Well, that's what stemmed me from actually wanting to actually watch it. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Now I don't know what you have watched and what I have watched. Some of what I have watched has been old stuff, but we have okay, cool. Yeah, we've seen some newer episodes too, and it's just I always say it too. I just hope those guys make enough money that if they had to quit this game tomorrow, they're set. They've made me laugh and have so much entertainment that it's just like, man, and they're wholesome people. They like own up to their flaws. They razz each other. They're actually friends. And oh man, they're living the dream right now, and I just don't want them to ever. I don't want them to get out that boat, man.
It is. Well, I agree though. I mean, thinking about how they actually everything that they've done. Simply put, they're good people that make me laugh on a regular basis, and that's why I'm actually kind of like shocked that I was so far behind. I didn't realize. I think I'm literally think I'm behind two to 3 seasons of their actual show.
I think we're
up to
probably
date.
there too. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's crazy to think about because I'm like I feel like I was watching them up to date to 6 months ago. But really think about it, it has not been 6 months. So longer than 6 months, obviously. But
and they're geniuses because they'll release a season and then release the season with the inside facts. So it's like,
oh yeah,
you just get even more out of it. I mean, it's genius. They're smart people
from top to bottom.
I like their game show too, The Misery Index.
See, I've not. I gotta do it. I gotta watch it.
Jamila Jamil, I'm pretty sure is her name. She's from The Good Place.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
She's also the host of the show.
Okay.
And now when we see her on TV, we're just like, oh, man. Oh, I wish The Good Place was still on. That shit's so funny.
Does Jessica love The Good Place just as much as you do, too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
It's just so much fun. It was so much fun. And then now anytime something shady happens, I go, that's an ethics issue, and Chidi would not be happy. Chidi would be freaking out over this right now, okay?
That's awesome.
Ah, man. Yeah, and Practical Jokers, though. I think, like they even did a thing where I think during the pandemic, I know it's still happening, but they were even doing dinners where they each were eating dinner and razzing each other or asking each other questions or still making it fun. I saw the last episode that we saw, Murr. It was Murr's bachelor party type of thing. So Murr's getting married.
Okay.
They do some.
I didn't see that one.
They do some. They just. I feel like Murr is constantly the gets the worst. I feel like Joe really takes it out on Murr.
Oh, badly. Well, I think the difference is they lived together though for a long time. So Murr actually has more. I think. Those two have more of a connection, if you want to say it that way. With that, because of that reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
So I'm just saying because that's why Joe really gets it real. Joe. I keep saying Joe gives it real bad to Murr. So. Yeah,
the Impractical Jokers, man. What a genius idea.
It is a genius idea.
It's funny to go and see the older ones, and they look like babies. And it's like, man, I feel like we haven't been watching the show for that long. But then I'm like, wow, I guess it has been a lot of years already, Yeah. So keep on trucking.
Yes, good job, guys.
Keep on trucking, Impractical Jokers. I don't even get mad about repeat challenges because they're still hilarious. People's reactions are telling somebody to say something like that. I've done that with you. When we're in a group setting and it's just I have a lot of ADHD and ADD. So people are conversating, my mind will start wandering. So I drag you down with me usually. And I'll be like, hey, Corey, stick your middle finger up, or or hey, say something stupid, or and it just makes me laugh because it's like, oh man, it's kind of like what they're doing.
Absolutely,
just in public.
Yeah. You guys are recording, when that happens.
Yeah, right. You're just hey, those guys would be a lot of fun to meet.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Same thing with I think those guys would, and I think the Workaholics guys would.
Yeah,
Blake Adam, and Durs. I think those guys would be those two. And I'm like, those would be sweet.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, we don't want to talk about meeting people again. Talk about meeting Christopher Nolan and freezing up.
Yeah, that's so funny.
All right, well. I'm going to get to the Monday movie recommendation.
Okay.
Or the movie recommendation of the week, whatever. So this movie just came out on HBO Max on the 12th. I said that I was going to watch it 2 weeks ago or whatever, and then realized that it comes out on the 12th. So I have watched it now. It's called Judas and the Black Messiah. And wow, phenomenal. It was
Really?
like absolutely well done. Yeah. So personally, LaKeith Stanfield is like one of my favorite actors.
Yeah.
He's in a ton of stuff now, and he's always interesting. He's always somebody else, and he played just such a great. I mean, you really have to have acting chops for. So you might not know, like this is based on a true story. Fred Hampton was a. I don't know how to say his name. So Daniel Kaluuya. I'm sure. I don't know how to say his
Okay.
last name, and I feel awful about that. But he's from Get Out. He's the main character of Get Out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right,
I know
so
about that. Okay.
he's one of the main characters, and coincidentally, you know the guy that they take in Get Out when they take he takes a snap a photo of him, and the flash makes the guy's nose bleed, and he says, "Get out, get out." That's
Yes.
LaKeith Stanfield.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So
All
they've
right, all right.
acted together before, which is fun. But
Yeah.
LaKeith Stanfield, he was in Uncut Gems. He was the guy who kind of drove around Kevin Garnett and had the Rock and everything. He had,
Yeah,
had
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
the hair that came down and everything.
Yeah.
So he's easily to almost be like, oh well, who is that in every movie? Because you're like, oh wow, like he is such a good actor, like he becomes a different character
Yeah. So
movie.
I didn't realize that dude in the Uncut Gemstones.
Uncut Gems, just Uncut Gems. But but in this movie, he plays a real person who worked with the FBI to take down a chapter member of the Black Panther Party named Fred Hampton. And this guy not only has to, LaKeith Stanfield's character not only has to act around the Black Panthers because he's a member of the Black Panthers, but
Oh.
he also has to report back to the FBI. And it's like this impossible balance. And have you ever watched the movie The Departed with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yes, I have. Yep.
And how he has to, go back and forth, and he gets all messed up with that. I mean, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
But that's like very similar to what LaKeith Stanfield's character has to go through because he's working with the FBI and he's kind of infiltrating and needs to be believed to be a Black Panther. And he's so good. He's such a good actor. And then Daniel Kaluuya, I'm just gonna say that.
Yes.
I hope
Yeah.
that's right. But he is also a phenomenal actor, and man, he just rolls through this movie, and it's just like, dude, these guys, they're what are they? Academy Award nominees. They have to be
Yeah. Oh,
because
absolutely.
they were phenomenal, man. Phenomenal. It was a great movie, but it's crazy the amount of information that you're not taught in school, that you're not taught, that we were not taught in school necessarily. We're not taught growing up or whatever, but of the different things that went on with the Black Panther Party and even other groups that were similar to the Black Panther Party. And it's like a different side of the coin, You could see that they were feeding more kids in neighborhoods than any other program. They were making sure that people were getting to the doctors and all these other things. And so I feel like there's always like this negative stigma towards certain things, and it really shows you this other light,
Yeah.
It was really a crazy movie to watch and live nowadays and be like, wow, man, what does America learn? It's just like America just doesn't learn. But I guess we're getting there. Hopefully getting
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah. On the right path right now.
great movie. If you want to see some A-list actors knock it out of the park, I'm gonna look up the movie here real quick because I know this movie is probably like, I looked it up before and I know it's gonna have a high Rotten Tomato score because it's just 96% right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So Dominic Fishback. She plays Fred Hampton's wife. She was awesome as well. Like that like honestly, this is a movie that you become part of the movie. Like you're a part of it. You're not you're sitting there, but you're so encaptivated by or captivated by the content and the acting that you're like in there. Jesse Plemons, he's also in there, and he's just there's not a bad thing I've seen from Jesse Plemons, man. He is just constantly a great actor. He plays the FBI agent that LaKeith, he works with LaKeith Stanfield. Now, Jesse Plemons is from Breaking Bad. He is, oh man, my mind is blanking. He's basically the guy who is working with the white supremacists. I'm gonna look at him up real quick.
Okay, I think I know. I think I know who you're talking about.
But yeah, so he also was in a movie called "I'm Thinking of Ending Things" that came out in 2020, and that movie was astounding. That movie was like mind blowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Todd from Breaking Bad.
Yes. Okay.
You remember him?
I do.
He looks
Absolutely.
like okay. He looks like fake Matt Damon in his youth.
Yes.
Now he just looks like Jesse Plemons because, man, has he made a name for himself. I always, that game night movie where he's the cop next door who like orchestrated the whole thing. Man,
That's the movie I'm trying to think of. That is so funny.
Yeah, it's just so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jesse Plemons is. Oh, he's in Battleship, so that might be the clunker that. But hey, everybody's got to start from somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Battleship was awful.
I never watched actually.
Don't. Rihanna would probably tell you don't watch it. She's in it. But anyways.
Yeah.
Jesse Plemons. Great acting, man. Judas and the Black Messiah. If you want to get a history lesson on the other side of the coin, broaden your horizons, learn a thing or two.
I'm actually excited to watch it. Actually,
yeah.
So I just haven't got around to doing it yet, but
yeah, HBO Max, directed by Shaka King. Now I didn't know who Shaka King was before, but then let me see here. And honestly, I've never seen anything that he's done before, but man, he knows what he's doing. Oh, High Maintenance. He's done maybe an episode there. Maybe he directed the whole thing. That was an HBO show, High Maintenance.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, yeah, Judas and the Black Messiah. I mean, there's going to be a lot coming from this guy, Shaka King, because that was a excellent movie. That's going to be up for Academy Awards for sure. Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor. Yep, hands down. It was fantastic.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's a high rating. That's a high
2021 is already shaping up to be an awesome year.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty. All right.
Yeah.
I'm diving in.
So, I guess what I could do is read this. Offered a plea deal by the FBI, William O'Neill infiltrates the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party to gather intelligence on Chairman Fred Hampton.
Okay. All right.
So, good stuff is all I got to tell you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's already on my watch list. So
yeah, keep an eye out for LaKeith Stanfield, man. That guy is on another level.
I'm trying to think. I could have sworn there was another movie. I was trying to think about it while you were talking about it. I can't remember the other movie that I thought he was in.
He's
in quite a bit.
So.
Well, so it actually, because when it took me a second for you when you told me that he was in Uncut Gems, it took me a second to actually really sit back and actually realize it because of his hair. Actually, his hair just wasn't the same as it was in the other one. So kind of just I'm like, wait a minute, I got to really dive in and put that together. of like what you know what I mean, like wait a minute, and then boom, like yep, that's him. You know, it's kind of crazy. You know, it's really.
Oh,
That's
yeah. I read an interview with him once that said like if they're ever looking for a different take on the Joker to hit him up, he says
that would be
occasionally
sweet.
he just
Yeah.
dresses up as the Joker at home, and I'm like, man, I mean that's something like sounds like you're already in, man.
Yeah,
Like, I
absolutely.
would love to see that. So
Yes, I would definitely do it. I would definitely, yeah.
LaKeith, he seems like a guy I could hang out with.
Yeah. What's funny? I mean, he seems pretty.
I feel like
pretty
you
cool,
could have
man.
some pretty philosophical conversations with him.
Yeah, that's funny.
He seems like you could probably talk for several hours, probably staring out at the stars and being like, "You want to talk about space?"
Yes.
That could be completely wrong. He's like, "Man, I don't talk about space."
Yeah,
I'm
what are you
like,
talking
"Okay,
about,
sorry."
bro? Yeah.
Like, you ever seen Interstellar?
Yeah. No.
You ever seen? How about Sicario?
One more.
Bingo. Oh wait, yeah. Well, what's one more?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I mean, there's like many bingos. There's Hamilton,
There is.
Watchmen.
Absolutely. Those I've been losing on all those recently, but it's fine.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You haven't claimed a prize in quite some time.
Wait, keep going though. I got like one more. You know, I'm just kidding.
Nope.
No, I don't. Actually.
All right.
So.
What you got?
So, I was looking, talking to the guy, today about that. I was thinking about, podcasting and, just thinking about numbers and things and, due to like the pandemic that we're in, I just want to see numbers and kind of just, I don't know why I was like just super interested in just learning a little bit about it. So I just figured it's just to like kind of read some of the differences and, and things along those lines in the shows. But so, I mean, because everything is up, essentially. Everything is up, starting, because due to the pandemic. Everything is up going through here. So, like the percentage-wise. So, they say that a podcast listening, they say 63% of the homes in the United States, just the United States, actually are fans of some sort of podcast.
Really?
Of some sort. I thought it was a crazy number.
Wow, that was
insane.
Big percentage.
So, yeah, but when I think about things, but see, I think some households though, like, okay, so my dad's home, he has two little ones. Both of them listen to podcasts. So yes, my father may not listen to a podcast, but both of the young ones do.
Well, right.
So as of right now, that's a home. When they split up and go move their own, that's going to be two homes, right, instead of one. So it's kind of like it's kind of a weird thing that once I started really thinking about it, I'm like, that's insane.
There's a lot of podcast listeners out there.
Yeah. So, and then, okay. So it is up. So since 2019, podcasting in general, of listening to podcasts in general, I should say, is up 7% in just 1 year.
Wow.
Which is actually it's a big number when you're thinking about the billions of people they're kind of estimating it on. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
yeah, and to think, because like podcasting has been gaining momentum every year, so 7% is still like, I'm sure, a pretty big number for continuing that steamroll.
Yeah. So one number that I thought was kind of a weird thing. They say if one person, so if you're a podcast listener, if you don't, they say, so this is how I put it. Podcast or listener subscribe to an average of 6 shows in the last week. So to me, I took that as if you're an actual podcast listener, you subscribe to 6 shows in the last week. And I'm like, I think that's like, to me, that's a little high personally. I listen to podcasts and I'm not subscribing to 6 different channels a week.
Yeah, that seems that seems like a lot to keep up with. I mean, I guess if you're like bopping around, I don't really know though.
Maybe I'm just saying, because maybe and I guess there's people out there that watch and listen to podcasts instead of watching movies and TV like we do.
Right.
As much. I mean, because when I'm cleaning and stuff, if it's not a movie, it's something that I'm listening to. So of course, and they said that. So I was like looking up like what's the number 1 rated podcast out there. comedy. They say comedy is, of course, one of the top-rated units. The top-rated things that, like, people listen to. And then education and news. So, so I'm like, okay, those are just all common things that would do that. I actually thought that news would be number one when I looked it up. But I checked 3 different sites, and actually they all say the same thing. So comedy
is gold.
Well, also I thought that, and then sports. Sports I thought was going to be kind of a big one. But I guess not everybody loves sports like I do.
It's already boring. You don't need.
That's funny. All right. So then the other one was, I see. Well, it's like then there was some like weird things I forgot. So one. I mean, they were like 50% of baby food households are podcast listeners. I'm like, what kind of numbers are you guys putting out? And there's another one that I wrote down. It said 50% of beer households are podcast listeners. Like, these are just some weird numbers.
Yeah, that's basically anybody who eats cauliflower is a podcast listener.
Yeah. So like when they started talking, I'm like, man, this is seeming like it's getting a little bit pretty crazy. So all right, and then. All right, this number was the one that I was really blown away with. So it said there are 43 million episodes of podcasting as of January 2021.
43 million?
43 million.
Podcast episodes.
That's what it says.
That's incredible.
One stat that I read was 44, and the other one was 43. So...
Wow. Well, we're just adding to them. This is episode 61.
Insane. So now you got 43,000,000.0001. Let's go.
Let's go.
Sorry, man. I was excited.
That's exciting.
Yes. Yeah. But other than that, though, I mean, to be honest with you, there's really not many other fun facts about it. I mean, there's a bunch of... Everything's just number-wise, stats, and there's not really much facts. The facts are there's actually a lot of people actually listen to it, more than I actually thought that anticipated that. So he talked about it. So that guy that came in, he started his podcast in 1991. So that's what kind of made me like kind of go into it. He was not one of the first people out there, but he was like, he started the internet radio type of thing. He had a channel that actually, that was listening to him. So like, that's what actually got me. I'm like, man, I wonder how far back this goes. I wonder how far, all this kind of happens. And they really don't have like a time date of like podcasting and, like it just really, they just don't really have that. Cause I think podcasting's been around for a long time. I think
it's been around for a decent amount of time. That's
sure. So like, I mean, like streaming podcasting, or if it's like, but see, to me, an audio recording that's put together, that's put out there. That's a podcast to me.
We're a different kind of podcast. We're just like a talk show type of podcast.
Exactly. Yeah.
Others have like actually like scripted series.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
One thing
I enjoy podcasting, so I want to look it up. So
what's that?
So I enjoy podcasting. That's why I want to talk about it.
Yeah, I like in The Good Place. At one point, Ted Danson's character is like, "Ooh, have you heard of podcasts before?" He's like, "I've just started getting into podcasts."
Yeah,
it's very funny. There's a meme out there that's like, I just got started into podcasts, but
with him on there. Is that what it is? That's where I saw it then. I'm like, wait a minute, that's ringing a bell right now.
I've seen it, but I haven't seen that episode. Yeah,
well, that's really throwing me off. Yeah. All right, okay, that's so funny. That's hilarious. I had to put it together, man. I was really lost there. Whew.
All right. Well, that's all I got.
That's it, man.
That's all you got?
That's it.
All right. Well, I hope everybody has one heck of a week. Get out there. Get at it.
Have a good week, guys. Thanks for listening.